Fast facts! Pew, 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 pew! The same brain cycles that occur when asleep still happen when you're awake, but in smaller sections, meaning the parts of your brain are always falling asleep. Fresh bananas are great for preventing acid reflux because they contain very little acid. They coat the mucous lining of the esophagus, thus strengthening mucosal defenses against reflux. Eating a banana can help your heartburn from getting worse. On August 25, 2010, a passenger aircraft crashed on approach to Bandundu Airport in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, killing all but one of the 21 people aboard. The only survivor of the crash stated to the investigators that this reptile was smuggled in a duffel bag by one of the passengers. It escaped shortly before landing. It sparked panic among the passengers. The flight attendant rushed toward the cockpit, followed by all the passengers, and the resulting shift in the aircraft's center of gravity led to a loss of control. What reptile was it? A turtle, B, a Komodo dragon, C, a crocodile, or D, these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane? C, crocodile. The air does smell different before it snows. According to olfactory scientist Pamela Dalton, the unmistakable snow scent can be boiled down to three things: cold weather, humidity, and a stimulated nerve in your brain. As temperatures drop to freezing, the molecules in the air slow down, making certain smells less pungent. What you think you smell as snow is actually a lack of the usual outdoor odors. An impending snowstorm increases the humidity in the air, which also boosts your olfactory system, making your nose feel warm and moist. The scent of snow is also linked to the stimulation of your trigeminal nerve. Although it is separate from your olfactory system and typically only interprets sensations like mint and spices, this nerve gets turned on when you breathe in cold air. That's why our brains link snow with a distinctive scent. If you get a kidney transplant, the surgeon will usually not remove the old kidneys because too many things can go wrong. They usually just cram the other kidneys in there. This also happens with subsequent kidney transplants. You could have people walk around with like 4 or 5 kidneys. Imagine being an organ harvester and you drug somebody in a club, get them back to the hotel, put them in the tub full of ice, you open them up and 5 kidneys. Fucking score! I mean, they're mostly useless, but still. The African clawed frog was the most reliable pregnancy test for a few decades before at-home tests were widely available and accessible. British biologist Lancelot Hogben, best name ever, found that injecting the urine of a pregnant person into the frog's hind leg worked as effective as a pregnancy test. If the person who supplied the urine was pregnant, the frog would ovulate and produce eggs. Pirates are at least partly to blame for why the U.S. doesn't use the metric system. In 1793, Joseph Dombey set out across the Atlantic Ocean to meet with Thomas Jefferson and give him a rod that represented the length of a meter and a copper cylinder that weighed exactly 1 kilogram. Jefferson was meant to convince the U.S. to adopt this system, which he supported. However, his ship was raided by pirates who auctioned off the items. By the time new ones were sent, Jefferson was no longer Secretary of State.